All right, looks like we are live. Hey guys, Mike Healy here. Thank you so much for jumping on another Texit Talk with myself. I have some special guests for you today. I'm excited to have these guys on here because they're fairly young, but they're crushing it in Texit, which is really awesome to see. And the first person I'm introduced to you to is Jesse, because Jesse, how old are you, Jesse?
I'm just about 22.
Almost 22 years old. What happened was I sent out an email to a bunch of people that are on an email list I have, one of which was his mom. And somehow Jesse had mentioned this, or I think your mom just forwarded the email to you and you watched the Path to 16 video that I have out there about Texit. And Jesse then contacted me. We had some conversation and he said he's going to do a jump on board with this thing. Well, Jesse's a little more advanced as far as leadership, in my opinion, for somebody of his age. I'm 57 years old, and I don't think I got into leadership training or anything like that until I was like in my late 30s. So it's really exciting to see somebody young embracing this idea. And then Jesse, so you get in, you got some stuff going, you've done well with this with Texit, and then you introduced Jared, correct? Is that how I understand this? So why
Yep.
don't you I want you to properly, because this is actually the first time I've actually seen Jared. Jared and I talked one time on the phone, but I want you to introduce him. And then, Jared, we're going to let you give your testimony because it's just fantastic. So go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah. So a few weeks before I got involved in this, Jared had reached out to me and we ended up meeting up and connecting. And then when I found out about how good this was and I knew Jared's situation, he was the first person that I wanted to share it with. And I went over, shared it with him. He was excited. He ended up getting started. And then he ended up doing just crazy things with it. I think, recently he's sponsored over 15 people, won a free trip, and he was able to move out to Colorado using money that he just took out of this. So I just want to introduce you to Jared Glick. This is my cousin, and he's done some crazy things with this. So I just want to hear from him what he's done and what it's done for his life.
Okay, well, this has been super amazing for me. I have just been blown away
Come a
with.
little closer to the microphone, real quick.
Yeah,
I just want you a little closer so we
sure.
can hear you really good.
Yeah, I've been in this it's been about 3 months now, and I put $3,000 in when I started, and didn't do nothing too crazy for the first while, but just kept growing it. I've done between 15 and 20 people so far. But I had a couple weeks in the last 3 weeks that I made up to $6,000 a week, which was insane for me. But I want to give a little background of what happened to me prior to this. 3 years ago, I got really, really sick. I had long COVID. I had some issues with mold in the house I lived in, was dealing with some crazy health issues. And I was not able to work for almost a year and went backwards, probably spent close to $100,000 on my health, and it was just things were getting worse. And I have two little girls now. Had one little girl at the time. Had just got married just a couple years prior, and we were just in a really tough spot. And anyway, I finally got to some doctors that got me some help. I got some treatments that helped me pull out of it, but I had ended up spending thousands of dollars, and it was just very frustrating. And for the last 2 years, I had to depend on help from my family just to survive, and from relatives and things like that. And anyway, Jesse knew about my situation. I really was praying that I could find something to support my family in the midst of everything that was happening, because just the normal job wasn't cutting it for us. It takes about twice as much for my family to survive as most people, because I spend 2,000 to 3,000 every month on my health. So anyway, he shared this with me, and I had been following crypto some. I had looked at different things with crypto, and when I saw this, I was just like, man, this has got to work. I saw that there was no pre-mined coins. I saw that I researched Bobby Gray and everything, and just seemed to be a really solid person, and I was just really excited about it. So I went all in on sharing it, and I watched your videos, Healy, of just how to share it. And so I would, do what you did. I'd at least message 5 or 10 people a day. Sometimes I did more than that. And you get a lot of no's and when you're marketing something like this, but I just stuck with it. And I was, yeah, nothing crazy for the first few weeks. Maybe did 1,000 here a week here and there, and just, yeah, I wasn't doing nothing crazy. But about 3 weeks ago, my one cousin, that, not Jesse, of course, but it was a different cousin, he was very, very critical of what I was doing, and kind of was trashing it to some people that I got into this, and I was kind of discouraged. And so I was just asking the Lord for like confirmation that what I'm doing is a good thing. And then something kind of crazy happened. Um I would share this through Messenger to some friends as well. And anyway, this guy called me up. I was out here on a trip in Colorado, and this guy called me up, and I had not spoken to this guy in 12 years. And he said, you probably wonder why I'm calling you all this time. We had went to youth together years ago when we were in our teenage years. And he said, I had a dream last night. And he said, you were in my dream. And he said that the Lord told me to get a hold of you, that there's something that you're involved in that I need to be a part of. And I said, well, I was kind of stunned. I didn't really say anything right away. And I said, well, I did get involved in an investment recently. I said, would you like to hear about it? He said, would I like to hear about it? I'm ready to invest in it right now. He said, I don't even need to know what it is. And so I was so stunned. But he came in like 2 days later. And ever since, I mean, I didn't share this story, to all the other people I shared it with, not at all. But literally ever since that day, my sales for this has increased. I'd say 300, 400, 500% ever since that time. And I went from doing 1,000 or so a week to, I had a couple of weeks I did 6,000. It varies. Sometimes there's weeks I only do 2 or 3 or whatever. But it's been more money than I've ever made at any job I've ever done. And because of that, yeah, I've actually, for several years, the doctors had said I should move to Colorado for a drier climate because of my mold sensitivity. And thanks to Texit Coin, I actually moved out here to Colorado. We have a place here, and we're loving it out here. I've been feeling good, and yeah, it's all because of this year. So I've just been amazed.
That's incredible. So Jesse, that was the other Jesse that I saw this Saturday, correct?
Yes.
So
Yep.
Jesse invited me to come up, kind of where my neck of the woods is, out in the middle of nowhere, up in Holmes County, which is a heavy Amish population and stuff like that. And I drove up there. It took me about 2 hours to get there. And we went to a coffee shop and we just talked a little bit, a couple guys in there. And that Jesse, Jared, did you say he's your cousin? No, he's not your cousin. He was your friend, right, Jared?
Yeah, Jesse Slayball. He would have been a friend of mine.
Okay, so he was just a friend, and he had contacted you. He had contacted you out of that dream. He gave that testimony up there Saturday. I was like, oh my gosh! So it's really cool to see that. How old are you, Jared?
34.
34. Perfect. Okay, and you got a couple kids?
I got 2 kids and one on the way. So we're gonna have a third one in February. So crazy busy life right now.
Yeah, I had the chance to meet your dad up there. He was up there.
Okay, yeah, Dad got in this right after I did. He hasn't, been crazy with sharing it. He's kind of new to crypto. He doesn't know much about computer stuff, but he is all in on it. He just, it's just, I kind of got to, older people, they have a little harder time with technology and stuff, but he definitely
it was really, I kept it together, but it was really cool to see his emotions well up when he was actually talking about how big of a blessing Texit has been for you. Because obviously as a father, like I get it, I got 3 kids myself, whenever your kids are afflicted with something, and you feel helpless a lot of times when you can't do stuff. And then for that, that simple answer that you got, that this seems to be working out pretty good for you, is really, really exciting, and stuff is exciting to see that. I know we were only going to be on here just to kind of give your testimony a little bit. Do you guys have anything you want to say? And then we'll just let people, I'll put this recording up somewhere and you guys can share it with your friends and stuff like that. Go ahead and Jesse, you go ahead and start first, and then we'll let Jared talk after that.
Yeah. I guess the only thing I would say is, like, there's a lot of people that are kind of, they're on the fence, or they got started, but they're kind of scared to share it with people. And that is scary. I get that. But the thing is, like, if you look at where Bobby Gray says this thing's going, I guarantee if you're not out there sharing it with people, you're just not seeing it big enough. If you understood where this project is going, how much money it's going to make you if you really go out there and share it, you wouldn't be able to not share it. And if you aren't started yet, you'd be crawling over glass to get started. So just take a good look at it. It's not a joke. It's not something that's here today and going to be gone tomorrow. This project is going to last, and it's probably going to change your family's future if you get out there and share it with a lot of people. So be proud of what you got a hold of, because this is something to be proud of.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Go ahead, Jared.
Yes, I agree with everything Jesse said. I would just say, for one thing, there's people that I've gotten into this that are already, have a decent amount of money. That's not like this is just an added income. It's not like in my situation where they had to have this to be okay. But what I've been trying to tell my guys, don't be thinking about what it does for you. Think about the people around you, how you can bless them. Because if Jesse wouldn't have came and shared this with me, my life would have never been able to be changed. I was stuck in a rut, man. And there's several people that I've gotten in this that are invested fairly heavily in it, but they haven't shared it, and it's because they're afraid of what people think, or they're afraid that if something would happen, God forbid, go wrong, that they're just like something crazy is going to happen, and then people be mad at them. But I have seen several people that already, even that I've gotten in, their lives are changing from this. And I'm going out. I mean, every day I go out, sometimes I go out into the streets and pass out cards to people about this and just share my story, because I want people that are, if someone's already, so well off, they don't care to invest in it, that's fine. But I want to go out and help those people that are struggling. That's my heart, because of what happened to me. And so I'm going to do that as passionately as I can every day that I can for the next 6 to 12 months, or as long as this thing is available to get people in. And, I don't want to be that person that, didn't help somebody that could be helped through this. So yeah, I would really encourage everybody to think about how much this could help, not just you, but other people, because, there's people all around us that we know that are struggling. So let's go help them. So.
Fantastic. And along those lines, you guys know it. I'll just tell anybody watching this for the first time. I put together a website that anybody can have for free, and it has the videos on it that explain it for you. So you don't have to know anything. You just have to be kind of like a traffic cop. A lot of times I explain it as going to you're a waiter at a party, and you have a tray of hors d'oeuvres, and you just walk around and see if anybody wants a bite. And some will pass on it, and some will just try to eat the whole tray. And that's kind of what we have our hands on here. I'm the guy that would eat the whole tray. That's a fact. But thank you guys so much for putting this together. I'm glad you guys initiated it. You did. I didn't know the testimony that you had, Jared and Jesse. I'm excited to watch what you've already done. And just to close out, this has been in just a couple months. What's happened? This is just a few months. I've only been in 3.5 months, I believe. I haven't even been in, like the next week will be like my 4th month in Texit, and to see what other people are doing is just amazing. So congratulations, you guys. Thank you so much for being on here. Wave to everybody, say goodbye. Hey, big smile. I'll take a screenshot of this. Wave and smile. Okay, good. Yeah. And then I'll end the recording. So that'll be perfect. So, all right. And we're good. Let me see here.
Hey,